Hello again and welcome. It's your local superhero Bonefist, and today I will be going over homemade / improvised armor that I've come across and will be doing in the future. If you've seen my previous videos, you will know that my armor is mainly composed of paper and metal, which sounds a little strange, but it can hold up to some decent knife attacks and possibly even some small bullets like a 9mm. The first plate we got here is obviously paper. This is just to show it off. This is what some of mine's made out of. Mine's like a phone book with like some harder cover in some of the sections, and it's a decently thick phone book. And like I said, it can stop some decent knife attacks. I don't know where I have some knife marks on here where I've stabbed in and it didn't go through, probably only about halfway. So like I'm saying, if you want to have some armor that's going to stand up to a couple decent attacks, you want to thicken this up and have some more, heftiness to it. And it's basically just paper with tape around it with a hardcover on one side just to keep it protected. You could have hardcover on both sides or just use a full book, but I've just been making plates. This is like a test plate. Next we move on to metal. And basically what I've done to make this plate here, there's some of this incorporated in the suit and around like the arms and in like the main vest. And what this is the tops and bottoms of like soup cans, vegetable, corn kind of cans, and stuff like that, non-perishable food cans. And as you can see, it holds up pretty good. It can be flexible depending on how thick you make it, and I've obviously attached this with some tape. I used clear just to kind of keep it visual. And this is obviously some thin stuff, and what I've done just in the back here, I find this can work a little bit better. You want to have some better material, but what I just used as a demonstration is paper, and this can absorb some of the blow from punches or knives. And it's obviously absorbent, so if you were starting to bleed, it would help to keep the blood in. So, like I said, basically soup cans just layered up, kind of chain-mailed almost, like, not I don't know, chain-mailed, but, layered up to make it so there's not really any holes in between. And some of these, like I said, you should do some testing with some cans, because this one is really thick. This one can almost stop a knife by itself. And these ones are kind of thinner, and they take knives, and it'll go through and hit like the next layer and then stop. But I'd recommend testing cans and maybe going with the bigger ones because it seems like they're more sturdier and just better overall. Third, we're gonna go into wood. Now I haven't done much in terms of wood armor, and I haven't done really much testing either. But the way I figure is wood's gonna kind of split, and you got thinner layers. It's not as flexible as you'd like to have some of the armors. Like mine's made out of paper and metal, and it's still got some flexibility issues in like the back and stuff. But I mean, it doesn't hinder me in any way. It's just kind of sometimes you got to put a little bit more pressure in your leans and stuff. But I mean, wood. Like I said, I'm gonna do some more future stuff on. Hopefully, you'll make some more like actual wood plates and see how that goes. Now for the final stuff. This is something that I'm looking forward to. I haven't got to this project yet or got to test it, but I have seen some videos and some various testing, but I'd like to go further with it. And this is making armor out of HDPE plastic, and that's basically like the stuff you find like 2-liter pop bottles, like a Pepsi bottle. It's the lids. Some cleaning product, like spray bottles, are usually made out of them. It's different water bottles, and you can tell by like a certain symbol on the bottom. It's here, I can pull this out. I've just been collecting it until I got enough to make like a decent sized plate of it. But if you can see that, it says like HDPE, and then it has a 2 there. That's how you know it's HDPE, and you can mix that plastic together. And basically what you do is melt it down in like an oven into a pan, and it forms kind of like a brick shape. You mold it obviously, and you can do some crazy stuff with that. I've seen people making like slingshots and stuff out of molding HDPE plastic. But I plan on making, like, obviously plates out of it, and it looks pretty good. Basically, you just grind it up. Like you can see in the bottom, I got a lot of grinded pieces, and you just grind that all up, cut it, and, shred it, whatever you need to do to get it done, and then you can melt it down and make it into some plates. And like I said, I haven't done much testing. I have seen some videos, but I will be doing future testing with that. We'll go a little bit more in depth, and we will do that on some of the other armors, so look out for that in the future. I've been Bonefist. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe.